Right then, this is now my Vergil Ortiz Jr. versus Israil Madrimov fight preview and prediction now for you guys. And yes, this is a huge fight. Can't wait for this one. Going down on the undercard of Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol 2. Huge fight at super welterweight. Can't wait. Honestly, it's going to be a very good fight. And I have a strange feeling about this one. I do, because I have a feeling that this will be the fight on the card where we could get a controversial decision. I think this fight goes the distance. That is what I will say to start with, even though both guys have big power in their hands and both guys can shut each other's lights out. They're both very bloody capable of it, as we know. But I think it goes the distance, and I see this being a fight where we get a controversial decision after both guys battle it out for a good solid 12 rounds. But a certain one of them are up, but the other gets given a decision. That is what I think. I think we're going to see a robbery here, possibly. I have a feeling Vergil Ortiz Jr. is going to rob Israil Madrimov. That's what I think. I just have a strange feeling. And I just know for a fact we're going to get a controversial decision at some point in the card. And it's sad because it's so predictable in boxing now that just something's going to bloody happen. Something's going to pop up. Something controversial is going to go on. And that is going to happen in this fight, I think. Yeah, I hate predicting robberies. I never really predict robberies, but it's going to happen. And I'm predicting it for this fight. I think it's going to be an interesting one, of course. They both got two completely different styles again, which makes it interesting, and that could make it difficult to score. But I feel like the majority of people are going to have Israil Madrimov up. There'll be some people who think Ortiz Jr. would have won, but I think most people would have had Madrimov up. So, yeah, this is what I think. I think it's going to be a good fight, 100%, and it's going to be competitive at parts. But Madrimov's going to nick it for most of the fans, in my opinion. I think it's, as I said, I think it's interesting because, you've got the good pressure fighter coming forward in Vergil Ortiz Jr. Then you've got a good boxer who's, quite, in and out, likes his face, likes to be confusing. He's a very difficult man to work out, Israil Madrimov is. Obviously, he was out against Terence Crawford last time out. Arguably could have got the decision, in my opinion. It was a very close fight. They've got Ortiz Jr. versus Bolshak in his most recent one, where Ortiz Jr. didn't look as good as he usually was because, he was up against harder competition in Serhiy Bolshak. He got dropped twice by him. So, again, it does make you question the chin of Ortiz Jr. more. Can Madrimov really test that? Because we know Madrimov's got power, but will he be able to phase Ortiz? Does Madrimov hit harder than Serhiy Bolshak? These are lots of questions that we will find out come fight night. But I think that, in my opinion, I think that it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting start. I feel like Madrimov's going to get the better off early on, especially because I think it takes you time to figure out Madrimov. It took Crawford ages to, try and figure Madrimov out and really try and get into a certain rhythm in the fight. I mean, did he even get into, his proper rhythm, Terence Crawford? Madrimov's ridiculously hard to figure out. He's got a real good awkward kind of style. And it kind of messes with your head a lot. Like, you're always thinking when you're fighting Madrimov. And that's why he's always difficult, because he's constantly feinting. He never really telegraphs his punches either. He's very unpredictable with them. Pivots off well. I feel like what Madrimov does well is he hits you with some very nice straight single shots. Then he pivots off. Works his angles nicely. Another good, effective, single straight shot that he lands. I think with Madrimov, he's not a massive combination puncher at times. At times, he can be pretty explosive and coming with combos. But a lot of the time, no, Madrimov likes focusing on his single shots and, then being accurate and effective. And then coming back in, working his angles well. And that is going to be something that confuses Vergil Ortiz Jr., in my opinion. I think Ortiz is going to try and put the pressure on Madrimov. It's interesting as well because both guys do like to take the front foot. Madrimov likes to, take the initiative, start feinting on that front foot, trying to push you back. And if Madrimov does get you on the ropes, he can. That is when Madrimov does throw his combinations more instead of single shots. But Madrimov does like to take center ring, kind of invites pressure at times as well, though. And then he's able to get his single shots off and start creating his angles. But Madrimov does like to, have a fight in the center of the ring while he's boxing. He don't really like to trade with you. He don't really like to, get into big exchanges. And that's why Madrimov is very smart. But with Ortiz, he does like to get into exchanges. He does like to trade with you. He is decent in the pocket. He does like to pressure you. He does like to back you up. But Madrimov is a very difficult guy to back up. I feel like once Vergil Ortiz gets his jab going, I think it is very good. But I think what Madrimov's shown as well is I think he's got a very good counter jab that can come over the top. He can slip your jab, counter you with his jab. I think that's what Madrimov's good at. I think Madrimov's definitely the more clever guy than what Ortiz Jr. is. But the power advantage is with Vergil Ortiz. I think the strength advantage, whose side's that on? I think that's interesting because Madrimov's a very strong guy. Ortiz is strong and powerful as well. So that's interesting. I feel like if they do get into the pocket, that is when Ortiz Jr. Is most effective when he gets you up against the ropes. But again, Madrimov's effective with his combinations when he's got you up against the ropes. But I don't think Madrimov's going to want to, try and trade too much with Ortiz, even if Madrimov is on that front foot and got Ortiz on the ropes. I feel like Madrimov's going to approach this fight pretty cautiously and he's going to be wary of the power. And we know Madrimov can take power as well. I feel like Madrimov's definitely got a better chin than what Vergil Ortiz Jr. has. I mean, we saw Madrimov take some big shots off of Terence Crawford and he was fine. Ortiz Jr., you do question his chin after getting dropped twice by Serhii Bohashuk. But I think overall, it is interesting. I mean, I've seen loads of people questioning the stamina of Madrimov. How long can he keep it up for? I don't think Madrimov's stamina is much of a problem, to be fair. But I feel like Ortiz Jr. is very good at building his way into fights. Again, if you think of that, I don't think it's going to be a problem for Madrimov's cardio. I feel like it's going to be an issue of, Vergil Ortiz liking to build his way into the fight and, get some nice effective combinations going late. But again, as I said, it was even difficult for Terence Crawford, who's, in a different league to Ortiz Jr., to really get going on Madrimov. But again, styles make fights. They've got different kind of styles. And Ortiz is relentless when he comes in, though. Like, he is very relentless. He does like to work that body nicely. Madrimov, he has got a decent jab to the body. He's not a massive body worker, though, Madrimov. But Ortiz Jr. likes to work the body, likes to put in some good sneaky shots, like to land them in the right place. He's effective with his body work and can drain you out with them. But again, I think his hooks on the inside are very strong as well. But again, it is difficult to get on the inside against Madrimov. You never really see people getting on the inside against Madrimov too much. I feel like Madrimov's got a very nice, effective lead hand, which he's very good at being able to set the pace of a fight with. But yeah, I do think that we are going to see Ortiz Jr. possibly rob Madrimov here, where we are thinking Madrimov's got the decision because he's done enough in like the early to mid rounds, but Ortiz has come on later on, possibly picking up the last 3-4 rounds, something like that. But Madrimov's been effective in those early and mid rounds, and then Ortiz Jr. ends up taking the fight because of how effective he is late with landing some big shots. And is, taking that initiative on the back foot, on the front foot, because, as I said, Madrimov is very good at being able to take the front foot, but can he? And as I said, though, it's not a stamina issue. But I feel like as the fight goes on, Madrimov's all right to fight the fight on the back foot and can be a bit more sloppy with his work at times, should we say? And he's more hittable as the fight gets later on, not because he's tired, but just because I feel like he's more comfortable in there. And I feel like at times he might be all right to feel like he can give up some rounds, and Madrimov could take the odd round off here and there. But with Ortiz, he'll just be relentless with the pressure, though, and will eventually be able to get to Madrimov at some point, but won't finish him because Madrimov is good enough at being able to reset, keep you off again, get that lead hand feint going. So I think we're going to have Madrimov up. I feel like Madrimov is going to put in some nice, effective single shots early on, pivoting off. I feel like it's going to be some nice, clean overall boxing and moving from Madrimov early on. But Ortiz is still going to be pressuring. And I reckon that judges might be thinking, oh, Ortiz Jr.'s got on that front foot. They'll think he's trying to, set the pace of the fight early on, even though it's Madrimov doing that. Kind of on the back foot, but kind of not. Like he's kind of getting pushed back, but there's still a lot of space centering, so he can move around, pivot off, do his angle changes, hit you with single shots here and there, hit you with a nice 1-2, hit you with the odd hook here and there upstairs, a nice check hook that from Madrimov as well, pivots off, then gets his work going again. I feel like Madrimov will be able to keep that up for a decent amount of time, but then eventually Ortiz Jr. will be getting success, and then I reckon we'll all have Madrimov up. We'll all be complaining because Ortiz Jr. will be given the decision. That's what I think. That's my opinion. But yeah, there we go. Let's wait and see what happens. But yeah, if I'm not going to lie though, I'm a huge fan of Israil Madrimov's style. Like I'm a huge fan of his style. He's one of my favorite boxers right now. I do like his and Triple G style. I like how they box. So I do want Madrimov to win. He is a favorite of mine. And I do believe I'll have him up. I do believe I'll have him up. His style's effective. It's nice to watch. But I think the pressure of Ortiz might sway the judges and some fans, though. But yeah, that's what I think. Thanks for watching. Speak to you on a bit. But yeah, I feel like, just before I end, I feel like stat-wise as well, Madrimov probably will be outlining Ortiz here and there, though. Anyway. Going to end it here. Thanks for watching.